So I hope you can see this chart here. So we are going to learn these diseases through this chart. Okay. Now first, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is caused by bacteria. And what is the mode of transmission? Means how it is transmitted? It is transmitted through air. Same goes with measles, is also transmitted through air, but it is caused by virus. These three, measles, chickenpox and polio, are caused by virus. Okay, these three, measles, chickenpox and polio, are caused by virus. But measles mode of transmission is air, only air. Chickenpox mode of transmission is air and contact, direct contact. It can also be transmitted through direct contact with the infected person. And polio is air and water. It can also be transmitted through contaminated water. Okay. Now these four, what are we going to do to prevent these four types of diseases? So for these four diseases, what will be the preventive measure for these four diseases? If you see, their mode of transmission is air, right? Air contact, air, water. So they have air in common. So how is diseases transmitted through air? So when a healthy person sneezes, the droplets come out. What is droplets? Droplets are the tiny particles of mucus and saliva, right? So these droplets, when breathed by the healthy person, they get transferred from an infected person to a healthy person, right? And it causes a disease in the healthy person. So how will we prevent this? So what will be the preventive measure of these diseases transmitted by air? The preventive measure will be, we need to keep that patient, that infected person, in a complete isolation so that the disease does not spread to any other healthy person, right? We need to keep him or her in complete isolation. And even for the contact, we need to keep his belongings only to him, right? We must not use his belongings, the infected person's belongings, because it can cause diseases in us, right? So these are the preventive measures. And another important preventive measure is vaccination. Vaccination must be given to every person after a suitable age, of course. So we have vaccines for these diseases, right? Measles, chickenpox, polio, we have vaccines for this. So vaccination must be provided to prevent these diseases. Now the next one, cholera and typhoid. They are caused by bacteria, cholera and typhoid. And their mode of transmission is water, food, water. Okay, cholera is caused by water and food, and typhoid is caused by only water. So what will be the preventive measure for this? We must not eat uncovered food. I already told you before, we must not eat uncovered food, and we must put a cover in the food that we have cooked, and we must eat cooked food and boiled water. Okay, because the boiled water and cooked food kills almost all pathogens present in it. So we must drink boiled water and eat cooked food, and we also must wash our hands before eating, right? So these are the preventive measures, and even vaccination is also a preventive measure. So these are the preventive measures for cholera and typhoid. Now the next is hepatitis A. Hepatitis A is a virus. It is caused by a virus, and its mode of transmission is water. So for this, preventive measure is drink boiled water. Okay, we must drink boiled water. And vaccination, of course. And then malaria. Malaria is caused by protozoa. I told you plasmodium, right? Malaria is caused by plasmodium. So it is a protozoa basically. So malaria is caused by protozoa, and what is the mode of transmission? It is mosquito, like dengue. I told you, right? So for this, I said one preventive measure, that was we must not let water stag anywhere. And another one is we should use mosquito net. You have heard of mosquito net, right? So we should use mosquito net and mosquito repellents and different types of insecticides. Okay, we must use this to prevent malaria. Okay, so these were the diseases that are mostly caused in human beings. These are the diseases that are mostly caused in human beings. But microorganisms or pathogens also causes diseases in plants and animals. So what diseases do they cause in animals? So in the animals, especially in cattle and sheep, there is a disease known as anthrax. That is a very common disease, especially sheep and cattle. Okay. So this this disease is caused in sheep and cattle, but it can also be caused in humans. How? By eating their meat, or by touching their wool, the sheep's wool, the skin, etc. So it can also be transmitted to human. It is an animal disease, but it can also be transmitted to human. So anthrax is caused by a bacteria known as Bacillus anthracis. Anthrax is caused by a bacteria known as Bacillus anthracis. Okay. And there is also another disease known as foot and mouth disease. It is also very common in cattle, and it is caused by a virus. Anthrax was caused by bacteria, Bacillus anthracis, but this foot and mouth disease is caused by virus. And there is another disease known as bird flu. It is also caused by a virus in the birds, in the poultry especially. Okay, bird flu. So these were the diseases that are caused in animals. Now let's move to the diseases that are caused in plants. So now we are going to talk about the microbes or the pathogens that cause diseases in plants. Okay, pathogens does not only cause diseases in humans and animals, but it also causes diseases in plants. So what are the diseases? There are different type of diseases that are caused in plants, of course. So mostly these pathogens causes diseases in rice, wheat, potato, orange, apples, sugarcane, etc. Okay, so what are these diseases? First, let's learn about these diseases. So first disease is citrus canker. Citrus canker. It is a disease that is caused by a bacteria. It is caused by bacteria. And the mode of transmission is through air. Okay. It is transmitted by air. Citrus canker is a bacterial disease and it is transmitted by air. And why it is known as citrus canker? Because it affects citrus plants. Citrus plants are orange, lemons, etc. So these disease, citrus canker, this bacterial disease is caused in citrus plants. That's why it's known as citrus canker. Now the next is rust of wheat. So this rust of wheat is caused by fungi. It is a fungal disease. It is a fungal disease and it is transmitted by air and seeds even. Okay, it is also transmitted by seeds. Okay, it is transmitted by air and seeds. And then there is yellow vein mosaic. It is caused in bhindi. Bhindi means okra. Okay, so it is caused in bhindi. Bhindi means okra. So it is a viral disease. It is caused by a virus. And it is transmitted by insect. There are some insects that transmit this disease. Okay, yellow vein mosaic. This is a viral disease and it is transmitted by insects. And not only this, there are many more diseases that are caused in plants, like red rot. It is caused in sugarcane. Okay, it is a disease that is caused in sugarcane. It is a fungal disease. It is caused by a fungus. And there is another fungal disease known as Panama wilt, but it is caused in banana plants. Panama wilt, it is caused in banana plants, and it is a fungal disease. And there is a bacterial disease. It is caused by bacteria, that is crown gall disease. It is caused in cotton. So these are different types of diseases. So what do these diseases do? They reduce the crop yield, right? And to control these diseases, certain chemicals are provided to kill the microbes, to kill the pathogens. So this was the diseases that are caused in plants, okay, by the pathogens. Now we are going to move to the last one, that is food poisoning. What is food poisoning? This food poisoning is also caused by microorganisms. What happens? The food poisoning actually happens by consumption of spoiled food. How is the food spoiled? The food is spoiled by microorganisms. what happens, the microorganisms sometimes produces some toxic substances, okay, microorganisms like bacteria, etc. This produces some toxic substances in the food and the food gets spoiled. So if someone eats that spoiled food, it causes food poisoning. What are the symptoms of food poisoning? It causes serious illness and it causes nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, etc. And if it is too serious, it can even lead to death. Yes, it can even lead to death. So food poisoning can be very serious. What happens? I'm telling you again. The microorganisms produce toxic substances that spoils the food. And symptoms are, it causes serious illness like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and it can even lead to death. Okay, if it is too much serious, then it can lead to death. So we must not let food get spoiled, right? And if we see spoiled food, we must not eat it. And how will we not let food get spoiled? We must cover the food, of course. And there are many preserving methods. There are different type of preserving methods by which we cannot let the food being spoiled. So this comes in food preservation. So this topic, food preservation, we are going to study this topic in the next day, okay, in the next class. This was for today. We learned about harmful microorganisms. What did we learn? We learned about disease causing microorganisms in humans, in plants, in animals, and food poisoning. And in the next video, we are going to learn about food preservation. So if you like this video, click on like button and to stay with me, please click on subscribe button. Thank you.